Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome at Your Gaming. Today I want to talk about a game called Titanfall, a game that I for the longest time ignored, thinking it would be a bad game because it was really hyped and I heard it had no single player and that you had to play the campaign online with and against other people in a random order too, so that didn't really sound like fun to me. I'm not really into multiplayer only games. I like my shooters to have a single player campaign. I enjoyed the earlier Call of Duty games, mostly ignored the multiplayer because I had Battlefield for that. Now Battlefield was one of the few games in the past that I really enjoyed for just being an online game, because it had this, well, Battlefield, you had vehicles and stuff. It gave me the sense of a war. But with other games, not so much. So I ignored Titanfall. I had plenty of others to play and I grew a bit of a hatred towards hyped AAA games, because all these AAA games getting overhyped. And you can't get away from them because wherever you turn your head, it gets slapped into your face. The so-called game press only talking about the game, how it's gonna be glorious thanks to all the advertisements this game has put on their website. And you know what game sites I'm talking about. But this isn't about game press, this is about Titanfall. The game sure had its charms. I mean, I love mechs. The ability to jump into a mech and cause destruction and mayhem is awesome in my eyes. Yet it had a AAA hype train against it. So months passed by, turning into a year. I didn't think much about it anymore until Origin told me one day, "Hey, we got this awesome game you can play for free for 48 hours. Wanna try? Huh? Come on, we know you wanna try it. Do it!" Every time my computer booted up, Origin threw it in my face. Still, I ignored it. I was like, "Begone, pest!" and it just didn't go away. Then I had vacation or something. I was a bit bored. My friends were still working. I had not much to do. I had no vacation plans. So I figured, you know what, let's try this 48-hour trial of Titanfall. See what it's about. So I booted up Origin and guess what? 48-hour deal was gone. No! However, Origin told me the game with all the DLC was only 15 euros. So I thought, why not? 15 euros ain't much, and if it really sucks then oh well. I had the money, I could afford wasting 15 euros back then. So I bought it. Damn! This is awesome! The game felt incredible to me. It might not have lived up to the hype it created for the avid followers, but for me, as a hater, I was really nicely surprised. I played the attrition mode. It's only 8 versus 8 players, and that doesn't sound like much, and really isn't if you know that the old Battlefield games let you play with 64 players on a server compared to 16 here. But, and this I really like, there are AI soldiers on the battlefield. In Titanfall you play as a pilot, and they are like these special soldiers. They get to pilot the mech suits, they hold some kind of hero status among the other soldiers, and while you move around on the battlefield your fellow AI soldiers will cheer for you. They are happy to see you, they get a moral boost. They also fight, they engage other soldiers, they engage pilots, mechs, and they bring out reports when they see an enemy pilot, even to an extent where they will say on what floor, cause in this game you got multiple floors. And you can jump on walls and run around, so every edge that you have over your enemy is welcome, so that these fellow AI soldiers warn you about where the enemy pilot is great. Another great thing is that it's not limited to just jumping on walls. You can also climb on enemy mechs, open up a hatch, shoot inside, destroy the mechanics. It's great. And you have to keep moving because the enemy can come from pretty much anywhere. So you have to worry about a few things in this game. The enemy AI, although they are mostly cannon fodder, They can kill you and damage you, especially when you're fighting another pilot or mech. These little buggers can be a problem. And then you have the enemy pilots, in other words the other players. Like you, they run around the battlefield, hunting for pilots and soldiers alike on foot. And finally, as mentioned, the mechs. Every pilot can call down their own personal mech, depending on the mode that you choose. They are either on cooldown, and you have to wait before you can call upon them. These mechs form several threats. To begin with, they are huge, with big weapons. And secondly, they can crush you under their feet when you're walking around instead of being in a mech yourself. But mechs aren't overpowered, not at all. A single pilot can be a real problem for a mech. As mentioned, you can jump upon the mech, open a hatch, start shooting into it, destroying the mechanics, leaving the pilot in a mech with a choice. Does he get out and tries to shoot you off from his mech? Or will he sit and wait till his mech gets destroyed? Or sometimes, and that brings me to the next point, will he use countermeasures? And that's an ability. And that brings me to the final part about Titanfall. The gear loadout. Every pilot and mech has several options when it comes to loadouts. See, in Titanfall you level up, and that's pretty standard in shooters these days. I don't agree with what people say that it's an RPG or whatever. It's just unlocks. But that's a discussion for another time. From the start you can select a few weapons, and the more you level up, the more things you unlock, like new weapons, new abilities, new decals, etc. This means that not all the pilots are the same, and the same goes for the mechs. When it comes to the mechs, you have a few options in what kind of body you want to have. You can have a tank-like armor. It's heavy armor but slow, but you have more defenses. You got a more agile one, and you got a balanced one. All have their pros and cons. There are different abilities when it comes to offense and defense, and it even lets you choose what kind of voice you want for the board computer when it talks to you. So that's pretty awesome. You get to choose what you want with your gear and mech. Do you want your mech to be mostly a beast against other mechs and focus on firepower, or do you want to go defense? What if another pilot climbs up onto your mech and destroy it? Like I said, will you go out and shoot off the pilot, or will you attach a countermeasure and send an electrical shock through the boarding pilot? But that means that you can attach other abilities, so it's a real mix and match, whatever you prefer. And the same goes for the pilot loadout. Will you go for long range weapons, submachine guns, what scope? Do you want to go for a stealth suit or sonar that allows you to see the enemies through walls and on your minimap for a short amount of time? And this sounds like cheating a bit, doesn't it? And then you really want to wait till you see the aim pistol, because Titanfall has a pistol that can lock onto enemies and the bullets will automatically fly to the enemy, mostly resulting into a kill. Yet I've never used it. There are people who call it cheating, but is it really? Because I tend to disagree. Like many things in this game, there seems to be a balance. Yes, the pilot locks onto an enemy pilot, granting you a quick kill, but it's a pistol, so the range is a bit limited. It doesn't go too far, and honestly a shotgun at close range also gets you killed fast, so the pilot with the aim gun needs to be pretty close before it can hit you, so it won't win against you if you spot him first from a distance. And the same goes with the abilities like sonar radar, stealth shoot. They are on a cooldown. You can only use them for a few seconds, and then you have to wait a few seconds again. And beside that, the stealth suit doesn't make you invincible to pilots. They see this like shape of you, but they can look through you. But the AI soldiers can't see you, so you won't be bothered by them for a while. And at a distance, other pilots might not see you if they quickly scan the horizon, so it gives you a little bit of an advantage, but nothing overpowered. And that's with a lot of things in this game, though there will be people that disagree, I'm sure. So Titanfall was a pleasant surprise to me. I like it a lot actually. I boot it up, play a few rounds and I feel satisfied. It's not a game I play on long terms, but sometimes we just want to play a game for 10-20 minutes. I feel like we did something right. And Titanfall for me really is that game. I love mechs. It's fast-paced action for a short burst of playtime. So yeah, it's enjoyable. Want to thank you all for watching. If you like this about Titanfall, then please leave behind a like, subscribe and share. I'm planning to do more about games or about game related stuff. So I hope you like it. Thank you all for watching and I will see you next time here at Your Gaming. Have a nice day and bye bye.
Warning, multiple threats attacking.
Shut down.
Warning, multiple enemy pilots are attacking you.